Hi YouTube, my name's Jeff, and today I'm going to be talking about making a PVC bow if you're in the UK. Now if you're not in the UK, this video is not going to be any use to you at all really, as I'm going to be talking about the piping that's available in stores in the UK. Now if you're here, the chances are you've already seen those wonderful videos by people like Backyard Bowyer, who makes fantastic bows out of nothing but PVC piping, and you've thought, wow, I'd really like to have a go at that. I know I did, as it's a really cheap way of making a very effective bow, and brilliant way of introducing yourself to the hobby, or maybe making bows for kids or something like that. A fantastic way, a cheap, economical way of getting started in archery. I really fancied it. Now, I popped along to my local DIY store and I've tried a number of pipes, and let me tell you, no, they're not Schedule 40, and Schedule 40 or Schedule 80, which of course is the piping that people like Backyard Bowyer are talking about. That's the American type piping. UK type piping, it just isn't up to the task. Now, I tried it and it doesn't work, it really doesn't. I tried some 22mm piping, and which is roughly the equivalent of 3/4 of course, and it just didn't take well to the heat treatment. It kind of melted but still wouldn't change shape. It wasn't very nice at all. I tried 32mm harder piping, which is the solvent weld stuff, and that did respond very well to heat treatment. It took a really nice shape, but the moment I tried to put a bit of string on it, it just, yeah, it folded straight over. It's no good at all, and you can see it there. It just doesn't work. So of course that left me saying, really, we need the Schedule 40 stuff that they have in America. And I thought, not a chance of getting out of that. Now, I did happen to spot on one of Backyard Bowyer's links, a link to a UK company that's selling it. And I had a look there, and to be honest, I wouldn't bother with that one. I found it very expensive, that particular company, and I thought, no, they should be ashamed selling it at that price. No way, it was just way too much. But a bit more searching, and I managed to find a company called Cole Palmer. So there's the link, polpalmer.co.uk. Now, I've got no affiliation to this company before anybody sends me any nasty emails. I don't know them from Adam, I really don't. I just happened to find them, and I thought, well, let's give it a go. And sure enough, I ordered some Schedule 40 piping, and here it is, and wow, is it different. It is so different to anything that we have here. Well, anything that we normally have here, obviously they're selling it in this country, which is great, but the stuff you typically find down your UK DIY store, it's just nowhere near it. It's a much thicker piping, and they say 3/4 pipe, well, that's the 3/4 is sort of the diameter, the hole on the inside, if you like. It's very nice piping. It's quite weighty in comparison to anything we've got here, and to be honest, if I was building a house, it's the sort of stuff I'd like to have. It's the stuff you definitely want under your floorboards. You'd feel confident with that. It's beautiful, thick, well-made pipe, it really is. I can see why it works. It's so resilient, it's wonderful. It sounds like I'm in love with a piece of piping, but it really is good stuff. Now, it didn't cost the earth. I ordered it from Cole Palmer, and I think it was £4.56 or something like that, or £4-ish. Now, that was for a 5-foot length. That's the only problem, they do them in 5-foot lengths, but that's big enough for the bows. And I thought to myself, well, I'm ordering one. It seems a bit silly to order one. So I ordered 4 lengths, which, come roughly to about £18, we'll say. And they did charge postage, which of course is a little expensive because you send in something that's 5 foot through the post. And it's sent by courier, and that was about £8. So I had 4 lengths come through the post, and the whole lot came to about, well, I can't remember, 20 odd pounds. Basically, it worked out at around, we'll say £7 a length. £7 isn't bad if you consider that you got 4 bows for that. That's pretty impressive, really, 4 bows for £7. So, did it work? There you go. Yes, it does work. It really does. You can make a bow out of PVC piping. The Schedule 40 stuff, it really does make a nice bow. I've made that one and I've fired it, and let me tell you, it's good. It really is. It's impressive. For £7, you cannot believe you've got such a quality bow for that. And it's really quite easy to make. I mean, you know, I struggle a little bit because the plastic, the PVC does change shape as you're heating it, so you've got to make sure that you correct it. But you watch videos like Backyard Bowyer and he'll put you right. Now, I don't really think you need me to tell you how to make a PVC bow because, as I say, there's so many other good links out there from other people doing it. But I will run through it quickly with you, very quickly. What did I do? Well, I made myself a little jig, basically, which, again, Backyard Bowyer recommends, which is just a lump of wood with 3/4 spacers one end, which allows you to taper off the piping so that it's thicker in the middle and thinner at the ends. So I measured out according to the instructions of Backyard Bowyer, and I applied the heat treatment to it, and I pressed the jig down onto the piping. And even though the piping was nice and soft, and let me tell you, it gets very hot, that pipe, so if you're going to try it, well ventilated area and wear gloves. I think Backyard Bowyer, I think he's got hands made of asbestos because the heat doesn't seem to bother him, and believe me, that piping does get hot. But even though it's hot and even though it's squashy, the minute you put that piece of wood on it and you try to clamp it down, it's surprisingly resilient. It's good, strong stuff. So I think personally you need clamps. So I used clamps, and sure enough, I got a nice tapered edge. I was very pleased with it. Next, I did the same to the other end, obviously, and then I think I cut my nocks. Now I did add a recurve, and again, you watch Backyard Bowyer and he just does the recurve by hand, or he says shape it around a pot. Now I thought I'll use an old paint tin, because if I use a pot, I think it'll be a very expensive divorce. So I thought, I know, I'll just use an old paint tin. And again, whilst he shapes it with his hands, I just used a clamper. I clamped to the very end and then just pulled it around the tin until I met the line, the 6-inch line, I think, that again was recommended by Backyard Bowyer. After that, I heated up the handle to take out the sort of crease that's in the handle and pinched it to give it some shape. And then it is done. It's as simple as that, just a matter of putting on some string. The string I use is not particularly good, it was a bit stretchy, but it formed a bow as easy as that. And does it work? It really does work. It's fantastic. It really has surprised me how good it is. And I thought, well, I might as well tell other people about it. So if you're in the UK, if you want to make one of these bows, you can get the Schedule 40 piping. As I say, Cole Palmer might not be the only people out there that are doing it, and if you know somebody else and they're as good a price, then by all means drop me a line and I will put it in the description to this video. And we should encourage people to stock this stuff. I don't know whether Cole Palmer are going to thank me for putting their link here and telling people about them. My hope is that they will be encouraged by these sales. I think if you just want to buy one piece, it might be a bit pricey and might be a bit daft. But I ordered 4. I didn't seem to have any problem. The website took the order and they sent the stuff out. And so I'm hoping that they're going to be happy to take minimum size orders without any worry. So, but as I say, if you spot anybody else that's doing it, by all means let me know. I will put a link on there. Like I say, I've got no affiliation to these guys, but I can tell you they do send out good quality American piping there. It is the stuff that you see on those videos. It's not a cheap knockoff, it's exactly what it says. And that's it. So that's the end of this video. I hope you've got some benefit from it. Do try making one of these bows. You will find it very easy. I did. And they're great fun and very cheap. So I hope you've enjoyed it.